Bahamas hosts this year's regular meeting of heads of government February 15th through 17th. Join the ZNS Network on Wednesday, February 15th for live coverage of the official opening ceremony of this important meeting of Caribbean leaders. It will all come live from the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort starting at 6:20 p.m. And it's all on the only network that matters, the ZNS Network.
Now, the Bahamas stands to gain a whole lot from hosting the 44th Heads of Government meeting here in the capital, if only on the economic front. And no one's more pleased than the man leading the #1 industry. Among the millions of tourists officials are particularly keen on locking in this year are the many CARICOM heads, foreign ministers, regional health officials, and disaster experts confirmed to spend the next few days in the Bahamas attending high-level talks and bilateral meetings on shared priorities. The end result? Well, a much-welcomed boost to the economy as hoteliers capitalize on putting as many heads in beds. Apart, though, from the economic impact, Tourism, Investments and Aviation Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, says this week's CARICOM meeting serves to uplift the spirit of Bahamians as the country marks 50 years as an independent nation.
This is an occasion for us to share some of our food, our culture, our hospitality to all of the guests who come from around the world. We're excited about this possibility. Prime Minister Davis is the chairman of CARICOM. It's most fitting that it's our 50th anniversary. CARICOM is chaired by a Bahamian, and CARICOM is being held in the Bahamas. So this is a significant, more than just for tourism, but I believe it's an uplift for the spirits of all Bahamians. I'm very proud to be involved with the process this week.
Now, apart from Haiti's volatility, regional leaders will also tackle food security, crime, and climate change. And while not front and center on the agenda, Cooper, whose team recently returned from discussions at the Caribbean Tourism Organization in Curacao, is hoping the lucrative industry will also be.
This week, I expect there to be some conversations on the sidelines in relation to tourism and travel and multi-destination travel in particular. More specifically, there have been a lot of talks about air connectivity between the various countries. Those conversations will no doubt continue. Many of our Caribbean counterparts have asked for Bahamas Air to provide service to their countries. We're assessing the feasibility of these requests. And generally speaking, Prime Minister Davis and the other leaders of Caribbean counterparts have been very keen to discuss how we can create that connectivity, not just for travel, but that will allow, I think, more cohesion between CARICOM countries.
And as you can imagine, local tourism officials have spent considerable time nurturing multi-destination travel, and they're not the only ones.
When I visited the Saudi Arabia, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, several months ago, many of my Caribbean counterparts were there, from Jamaica, Grenada, Barbados, and a few others, discussing how we might collaborate, discussing how we might make Bahamas a hub, leveraging our pre-clearance facilities and connectivity with the U.S., how we might be able to bring in large numbers of tourists to the Bahamas and have them dispersed through the Caribbean countries after spending some time here in the Bahamas.
CARICOM's plenary discussions begin Thursday morning at the Bahama Resort, Cable Beach.